Alright. Well, let's get straight to the gist of it. I'm sick. I got strep throat. It might not sound like it, but I went to the ER and they took some tests, stuck some Q-tips up my nose, stuck two down my throat. Came negative for everything but strep throat. So I got strep throat. I've been bedridden for about 20 hours now. Hell, I don't know. But if uh, if you guys ever see me, like, if you ever see one of my brothers, because my brothers only, like, four of my brothers only live, like, what, one quarter, maybe half a mile down the road from me. So if you ever see them going live or recording something on this phone, on my channel, you know, and you see me looking at somebody like, that's just how I am sometimes. Because it was about 2 weekends ago. Actually, tonight would be 2 weeks ago. It was about 2 weeks ago. We had, actually, no, it was last weekend. We had a big old Thanksgiving dinner before Thanksgiving, obviously, because it's not Thanksgiving yet. But what happened was, every time I would get a piece of ham on my fork, I would just look at my uncle, eating all around it, and all of a sudden, and he would look at me like, and the funniest thing happens when I go over to my brother's house. If you ever hear a girl if you ever hear somebody call out the word or the name Emily, her and I pick on each other a lot. We're not flirting, we're just friends. She's only 16 years old. Hell, I'm 18. I'm not gonna. Hell no. No, that's not even on the table for me. My brother is 18 years old. Actually, I think he just, no, he's 18. And one of my other brothers are 19. Tyler's 18 or 19. And I'm pretty sure Michael's 19. So, Patrick is 18 and Jeremiah is, I think he's 16. I've got seven brothers, and no, they're not blood related. I just call them brothers because one, I grew up with all four of them, and the other three are up in Pontotoc doing God knows what, getting ready for their future, trying to fix it up and everything. And well, if you ever see a recording or a video posted on my channel, but it's not me, it's somebody else, and you don't see me in Pontotoc, you don't see me in Potts Camp, you're always seeing me Hickory Flat. I rarely ever leave Hickory Flat other than GED classes, and it's fixing to go to other than welding school. Then after that, I'll probably be leaving every single day for work because you're a welder, and welders make a lot of money. And my dad, he just wants me to do something with my life. Okay, I'm going to school, getting my GED and stuff like that. So what I'm really trying to do right now is get a streaming channel on Twitch because for some reason I haven't been able to find as much work. But one of my friends, they make a good bit of money every day that they go live. So what it is I'll just be like posting a live stream of GTA Black Ops, because I have GTA 5, Black Ops 3, I have Skyrim, Destiny, Far Cry 4, God of War 3, Call of Duty, Infinite Warfare, Killzone, Shadowfall, and Battlefront. And I've also got Borderlands, the Handsome Collection, the pre-sequel and the second one, which I'm fixing to get my brother one of those knives that cost they cost a good bit, so that he'll give me one of two of his Xbox 360s that can connect to internet and all that, because I had the original Xbox 360, like the very first one that ever came out, the white one, that you have to like get a hard drive for, get an Ethernet cable, download all these updates and stuff. It'll take forever though. But if I get the Xbox 360 from my brother, then he's got two Xbox 360s. One of them has like the Black Ops 1 wallpaper and his name across one of the corners of it. So I'm pretty sure he's going to want to keep that one. And he never uses the white one, so why not get rid of it? And I talked to him about it, and I said, "Hey man, how you feel about getting rid of that white Xbox?" He said, "What you gonna give me for it?" I said, "Well, what would you take for it?" And he said, "I'd take as much as I got. I'd take as much as I gave for it." How much was that? He told me how much it was, and I was like, "All right, cool. I'll work on that." And here in a little bit, I'm gonna get me an Xbox One. No, I'm not gonna go on this gaming system buying spree. I'm just gonna get. I already have a limited edition PlayStation 4, which is outstandingly, just it's awesome. And I've got four different controllers in case three different friends or four of my friends come over and they want to play something. So we can all play Black Ops. We can all play. It's actually the only game that I have that you can play four players on. But anyway, today is Friday, and I've had to been bedridden for about. Yesterday was starting in about noon, so it's going on 26 hours now, almost 27. Yes, I like to keep up with time. That's just how I am. But anyway, uh, a lot of people, like the way I grew up, it was like really, really, but I didn't have a choice. I didn't have a choice to go live with somebody that I didn't have to come home with two adults fighting all the time. And the only reason that I'm not stressing all that everywhere when I talk, because it doesn't bother me anymore. I don't have to see my mom, and my dad is just doing the best he can, and he's doing an amazing job. So, um, you might be hearing some people saying that, you know, you don't know what he's been through or whatnot. I just come in there like, dude, I'm fine, man. I mean, come on, chill out. And they'll probably say, yeah, but I mean, you didn't have a choice to live like that. You didn't have a choice. You had to live there with them and watch them fight every day. And I'm like, it was also court ordered that I had to live with my mom that literally beat the hell out of me. But that doesn't bother me anymore. And for some reason, my brother likes bringing it up. And uh, he's just. He is like this really, really just chill ass, just calm as hell guy. Like, he kind of looks like if we played the roles of Sam and Dean, he would be Sam because he's 2 inches taller than me, and I would be Dean because I'm 2 inches shorter than him. And we've got the exact same hair color. The coolest thing about it, I think, is that we both like to work out. We both like guns. We both like games. We both like to listen to heavy metal, but some people say that the weird part about us is that for so many years we forgot each other existed because of the lives that we had to live. We forgot all about each other, not because we didn't care or that we didn't think it was that important to us, but because we had so much going on that it just it took over our focus, and it made us forget all about each other. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I thought of him a couple more than a couple times over those couple years. Hell, I had dreams about him, like just hanging out, playing games, wrestling and shit. And I had dreams about him and all that. And years later to come by, I researched Tyler Carlisle, and I was like, wait a minute, that kind of looks like the guy that works at Dollar General. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go talk to Tyler. And we were separated for about 5 years. Like, it was a legitimate 5 year separation. We didn't get to see each other for over 5 years, and we never heard from each other. We never were able to contact each other. We didn't even know if if he or I didn't even know if I or him was still alive. But it was just one of those things that so many other things take your focus, and you just forget it. It's not that it's not that important to you. It's just that it's not on your mind at that time. And like, if if you're there with us, and like he starts to leave or I start to leave, you'll hear one of us start it. Love you, bro. Love you too. Because that's just how we feel about each other. We love each other. We're not bisexual. We're not homosexual. We're not whatever. We're straight. We're just straight, and we've got nothing against gay people. I know that's not the original name for it, but we've got nothing against gay people as long as they don't touch us. We've got nothing against them. We've got nothing against any other sexual orientation as long as they're cool with us. As long as they don't try nothing. Yeah. I don't even know I brought that up. But anyway, when I grew up, I used to get into a lot of trouble. Like, I can barely remember one thing that I got in trouble for out of the couple thousand things that I got in trouble for. And 90% of them weren't even my fault. And I'm not saying that to say, oh, well, it wasn't my fault. He made me say it or he made me do it. It's because they knew that I went through a tough time at home. The kids did. They knew that. Everybody else was walking around with Aeropostale shirts. Everybody else was walking around with American Eagle shirts. Everybody was walking around in Converse. Everybody was walking around in expensive cowboy boots. There's nothing wrong with that, you make good grades. Your parents go out and buy you cool stuff. I didn't have that good of grades back then. That was because I was always going through a rough time at home, and I was always getting picked on at school. And I'm not saying that as an excuse, but every time I would try to do my homework at home, there'd be something distracting me because I had ADHD. I used to take medicine for it, and like I used to take so many medicines. I remember this one medicine that literally tasted like just it would make me throw up just to think about it because I would I would remember, okay, I'm fixing to have to take my medicine, and now I think about it, and I'm like, excuse me, I will walk to the bathroom, I would be throwing up because just the thought of the taste of that medicine made me sick. So that when I took it, I wouldn't throw it back up. But afterward, I would eat something to overcome the taste. So I had to take it every day, and it was like maybe that small. And it tasted like absolute crap. And I had to take so many more medications over the years that one medication made me get skinny, made my eyes look real beady and everything. And I, I mean, you see how big my arms are? My arms were about half that size when I was about 8 years old. They were about half that size. They're about half this size right here. I was so small, and I quit eating so much because the medicine was messing with my appetite. And my dad, before like my dad had done got sick of the doctor giving me medicine that he knew was gonna mess with me some way. He knew was gonna find some way to mess with my attitude, my appetite, or just the way I acted, or the way I composed my expressions. So he said, you know what? Screw this. And, you know, I started to get worried because I didn't want to get in trouble for negligence of medication. So I'd ask Dad, and he said, don't worry, it's in there. It's in the food that I'm about to eat. I would eat breakfast, a biscuit or something. And he said, don't worry, it's in there. Oh, it's in here? Yeah, it's in there. All right, I would eat it and eat it and eat it. I wouldn't taste it. And I'm like, are you sure it's in there? Because I didn't taste it. That's because he said he would wrap it up in, he would like wrap it in jelly or something. Like sprinkle some jelly on there or wrap it in a little bitty piece of bacon or whatever. And I said, oh, okay. Truth is, I didn't take my medicine. And I found out that years later because my mom, or no, my dad, actually, my mom never did that for me. My dad, he'd give me a biscuit and say, your medicine's in there. So I'm like, okay. I'll take a bite, take a smaller bite, take a small bite again, take the same size bite. And I'd keep taking small bites to see where the pill was. And I realized it's not in here. And I realized what Dad just did for me. He told me it was in there, but it wasn't. The only reason he told me that it wasn't was because he was tired of what it was doing to me. And I had to take it every single morning. One day, when I was about, actually, no, I was about 3 years old. And I don't know what happened to me, but I had this sickness that I almost died from. That's my ringtone. Nope. But anyway, I almost, I didn't almost die from it. I could have died from it because I was throwing up uncontrollably, and even when I would eat something, I would just throw it right back up. So I would eat some uh, beans. My favorite are black-eyed beans, or no, what? Baked beans. I love baked beans. I'll eat baked beans over pinto beans or anything else. Black eyed beans or peas or whatever. I will eat baked beans over anything else. Every other bean, I've never been able to like it. I've never been able to get into it. But baked beans, I love baked beans. And one night I ate some and I didn't throw up. I said, okay. And I went to eat something else. I didn't throw up. And I realized that I wasn't sick anymore. And I went and told Dad, Dad, I don't think I'm sick anymore. Are you throwing up? No, sir. Alright, go back to your room, I guess. I'm not saying I guess as in that's what he said. I'm saying I guess as in I guess that's what he wanted me to do, so. But over the years, I got picked on, I got messed with, I got bullied, and I started developing this sort of, it wasn't a personality disorder. I don't have schizophrenia or multiple personalities. It said this I started developing this different personality. It was my personality, but it was changing. That's what happens when you grow up. But over time, when like different scenarios, different situations start to take place, it starts to mess. Like unusual situations will start to mess with. And I started getting picked on and bullied. Hickory Flat, Hotz Camp, Pontotoc. I'd get picked on everywhere. Like if I saw one of my friends in public, I'd say, hey man, what's up? They would acknowledge me for about as long as I acknowledged them, or as long as it would take for them to respond. then they'd forget I was there. And that's not. I'm not saying shame on you or whatever, but I got picked on a lot, so they're not gonna hang it. I was young, okay. I was young. I was about 8 years old, and I guarantee that no one's really gonna talk to anybody that always gets picked on because they don't want to join the crowd. I ran with people that got picked on, and I decided that they didn't like me anymore because they quit talking to me, they quit hanging out with me, so I just decided to go it alone. I don't need nobody. All I need is what's in here. So, what I did was focused on me, focused on, I guess, staying alive, focused on my grades and eating, hydration, blah, blah, blah. And later on, uh, I got like, I went and got two 20-pound dumbbells, like actual steel dumbbells. And the thing was, I started using. My dad had 30 pounds at one time, and I used to like try to push it above my head, but I couldn't even get it. I couldn't get it past this point. So what I would do was I would try to use the rest of my body to push it up. But nowadays I can curl it, push it up. I can go out with it. I can do just about anything. And nowadays I'm able to pick up anything. It might take me a second, but I can do it. And I believe that I am really smart. So I mean, I have a lot of friends that I don't really talk to that often, but like anytime they need something, they know I'm there. Anytime I need something, I know they're there. And a lot of you might think that, why am I doing this? Well, I'll tell you why. There's not many like me out there anymore. There's not as many as there used to be. I'm talking like loyal, honest, been through a rough time, have a rough past, rough childhood. And you're probably sitting there like, okay, nobody cares. And stop watching the video. If you don't care, you don't have to watch the video. You can go to any video ever. Like any video. So, quit complaining about something you can instantly change with one slide of the finger. Because that's what's wrong with this country. Kids gotta find something to complain about nowadays. The truth about it is, what would you do without something to complain about? Who likes Trump? Who likes Hillary? Be honest with you, I don't care about either. None of them have done anything to make my life worse, but neither of them have done anything to make it any better. So, have a nice day, everybody. Love y'all.